Hey there guys, it's Luke here, your digital concierge with Gramophone. Today we have something I have been highly anticipating for quite some time. This is the NAD M33, and this is the game changer, seriously. In its simplest form, with the M33 is a top tier performance DAC, amplifier, streamer, integrated amp, all of that rolled into one unit with a truly authentic audiophile sound. Now we use that word a lot, but in the M33, to describe it in just one simple phrase, it's like sapphire glass, the truth. And I cannot wait to break down for you guys how NAD made such a great technical achievement in this product, and one that to my ears is almost uncontested at nearly any price point. But before we get into all of that, make sure you subscribe to the Gramophone channel and click that bell notification icon, because we've got a lot of great highlights on the way for you, and I don't want to see you guys miss out. First and foremost, just something fun and super useful that really adds to the value proposition of this unit is that this has BluOS integrated. For those who don't know, go watch our video on the Bluesound Node 2i to get an idea of how BluOS works, but basically, it's a very, very good built-in streaming platform that allows you to pull from all kinds of sources. Think Tidal, Spotify, Amazon Music, and many, many more. And it's capable of playing all the way up to CD quality, beyond that to 24-bit, or if you have Tidal or Qobuz, playing MQA, Master Quality Authenticated, and doing it all natively in the unit. Having already played extensively with this unit, guys, MQA through this thing, oh my gosh, it is incredible. The other big thing about the M33, and what really separates it from all other integrateds, at least in my opinion, is the inclusion of the amplifier technology that this uses. NAD is one of the first major audio companies to license and integrate what is called the Purifi Eigentakt Class D amplifier module, or also known as Purifi self-clocking. This amp is the most truthful amp that I have possibly ever heard outside of that which is stratospherically high-end and expensive. And the way that it has achieved this level of music reproduction with such an accuracy for the price point that this comes in at, I think is truly unprecedented, and it's why I get so excited about this product every time I talk about it. To anyone watching who's met me in the store, you've probably heard me gush about this, and that's why. And it is probably also about the first Class D amp to come about and sound, well, like a Class A amp. Except distortion on this is shoved down to such infinitesimally low numbers that no human ear could virtually ever detect. And the separation between channels is excellent because of how this circuit is designed. It's like looking through a piece of sapphire glass in which you see only what was intended to be there. Nothing is added, nothing is removed. Clarity, truth. These amps are also capable of providing a continuous 200 watts into 8 ohms, and the great thing about them is that that is an actual number. A certified 200 at all times, with the ability to do transient burst higher than 400 watts with still under than 1% total distortion, allowing this to really peak and hit those transients at higher listening levels and faithfully reproduce that all in one single unit, one integrated amp. Notice this is not a huge pair of separates with a massive power amp, yet you still get that pure 200 continuous watts with that 400 watt burst. Again, another great engineering achievement, even just in the power rating department. In front of all of that is a 32-bit, 384 kilohertz capable Sabre 90 Series Pro DAC. If you guys know anything about ESS Sabre DACs, you know they're some of the best off-the-shelf DACs currently available on the market, and that the 90 series leads the pack. All of this is designed to be used with Dirac room correction, which is built right in. Dirac is an excellent room correction system, one of the best in the world, as the room itself is always the most important part of any audio system, even more important than the speakers. So with this having such a good automatic correction software built in, you're already making the best of whatever your situation is. That said, I always do recommend doing some physical room treatments if you can, but whether you can or cannot, this is another piece of that puzzle, bettering your experience. And with Dirac, you can even tune it a little bit. Say the initial correction, maybe you're just subjectively not the biggest fan of that sound. No problem. Go right back into the Dirac app, either on your phone or on a laptop or a computer of any kind, and you can make little adjustments to the frequency range to dial in what you want. Given that this is a product that has virtually no color of its own, just being complete clarity, and some may hear that and think, well, is it sterile like other Class Ds? No, it's not. It's just so balanced. And for that reason, you can dial in almost any character you want to it using that secondary feature of Dirac. All right, well, Luke, what's the actual numbers on this thing? Well, let's break it down. This has a total harmonic distortion rating across the entire audible band of less than 0.00, that's right, 2 zeros, 3%. That's an astronomically, infinitesimally low number that I don't ever think I've seen on just about any spec sheet ever before. The sense of clarity that this unit delivers, you just already know. As per signal to noise ratio, following an A weighting, which is a rating that's curved most to how human hearing actually behaves, at 1 watt of output, it's rated at 98, which is very good to begin with. 24-bit music plays exactly up to 120, and our ear can't do better than 115. So at reference levels, this unit exceeds the capability of the human ear to hear dynamic range and detail. And finally, this has a extremely tight, very accurate frequency response of plus or minus just 0.2 decibels through the whole audible band of 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. It's like a scalpel. Accuracy to the nth degree. Taking a look at this unit, you can see that this is built in an all aluminum casework that is really high quality and has a very nice brushed finish to it. It's kind of an industrial design, but it's attractive at the same time. It grabs enough of your attention, but is never gaudy. And I really like how it has that balance of reaching out to you, but not too much, while all doing it in an expertly crafted case. Looking at the front, you can see the color touch display, which is very responsive and works very well. And you can do all kinds of things with it, from control the basics of your music to program which input source you're using, and even tell the display what to do while this is running idle or you're listening to your music, such as display approximations of an analog VU meter, which I think is actually pretty cool, or just simply post the artwork, name, album, and artist name of what you're currently listening to. One really cool thing that NAD does on their Master Series products, and of course the M33 is no exception, are the magnetic isopoint feet. You have these little feet underneath the spike feet of the unit itself that you put down on the table that will either magnetize to a metal surface, or they have a little skid pad on them just to help them stay put. They then have a dimple in which this spike-shaped foot will settle into and minimize points of contact between the unit and whatever surface it is sitting on, further ensuring that a unit that is already renowned for how whisper quiet and undetectable its noise is, because it has virtually none, that much further. Of course, it features BluOS streaming for multi-room integration with an entire BluOS environment and just being one of the best possible BluOS players there is. It also features things like HDMI ARC, so you can connect this to a TV and have excellent 2-channel TV audio, especially if you've got a great pair of speakers to match, further expanding the entertainment capabilities of this already great machine. It can seamlessly integrate with the leading smart home control solutions such as Control4, Savant, Crestron, you name it, NAD's ready for it. You've got the whole battery of standard analog ins, from balanced in to line ins with RCAs, a built-in phono stage that actually sounds pretty good. And on the digital side, as I mentioned, you have the HDMI, you have optical in, you have coaxial digital in, and you even have AES in, which uses an XLR cable for digital delivery, often considered by many in the pro audio field to be arguably the best solution for delivery of digital signal over cable. For internet connectivity, this does work with Wi-Fi very well, but it also has an Ethernet port. Always recommend hardwiring where you can because it's bulletproof. And this also has HD Bluetooth via aptX, and it's actually two-way. You can hook up your phone to this and stream from Bluetooth from your phone to the M33, or use the M33's excellent Bluetooth chip that it has inside to transmit back to you if you're wearing a pair of headphones, for example, and you want to provide the best possible Bluetooth source you can. It can do that too. Rarely do we see two-way Bluetooth in a unit like this. That's crazy. It also features a subwoofer out for two separate subs, which can be independently controlled through the Dirac room correction feature. And there's two triggers out in case you ever do use this with a separate power amp. It can be easily switched on and off just by using the M33 as the host. It also, of course, to work with other amps, has a pre-out if you want to use a separate power amp. In all but rare situations though, I don't know why you would, because the amps that are in this unit are arguably some of the best ever. Guys, if you look at the front, you may notice that wired headphone port. You can connect a pair of 1/4-inch terminated headphones into this unit, and then of course use an adapter from there to make almost anything work. As for connecting your speakers, these run 200 watts into both 8 and 4 ohms, and you have 8 binding posts. You have 2 sets of binding posts, so you could technically wire up 2 separate pairs of speakers. Of course, they'd all be playing the same thing, but depending on what your configuration at home is, if you're doing a more distributed audio approach, you can run 2 separate pairs of speakers off this, so you've got options. And lastly, this is built using NAD's MDC construction, which is their modular construction, allowing you to add additional cards to this unit in the future to expand and upgrade it as new products become available. With this unit, you can already add an additional HDMI card if you want to use this like a 2-channel receiver, and it works great. But as more things become available in the future, and as of right now, we don't know, this will have a very, very long service life. Starting at just under $5,000, the NAD M33 is the definition of precision audio equipment. Utterly state-of-the-art in painting an incredible acoustic picture across your room, no matter what your setup is, because of its incredible clean amplification, excellent processing, and even better room correction built right in, not to mention all of that compatibility and options for playback. This is going to become the diamond standard for what an integrated amp is capable of. And at that price of just $5,000, there is nothing quite like this when it comes to that level of incredible value in hi-fi. So if you guys are ready to take that step into a world of audio like you've probably never experienced before, head on over to skybygramophone.com, where you can check out securely and have an M33 shipped fast and free straight to your door. Also, if this is a product that you would like to demo, please give us a call and stop by one of our showroom locations. You'll find us in Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland. And also be sure to stop by our lovely Kitchen Design Center while you're out. You will not waste your time. Come get your mind blown. You can find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Howls, Twitter, and a few others. Just check the links down below. If you need help coming up with project ideas, need to schedule a service request, or want to speak to one of our hi-fi, home theater, and interior design experts, get inspired at gramophone.com. And of course, ask at gramophone.com if you have any questions for me about anything that I've covered here on the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like, put a comment down below, and subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. Of course, I want to hear more back from you guys. Tell me, what do you guys think of the M33, and what feature about it gets you most excited? Thank you guys for watching. It is always a pleasure. Be seeing you.